today. EFS, okay. EFS is the one like elastic file system. It's kind of NFS. It's kind of NFS. So NFS means, you know, right? Like we can, anyone know about NFS? Like we can share from one system and we can mount the same file system into the any of the file systems. Okay, that is the one we need to understand. And one more important, like yeah, for that first what we can do, let me connect. This service is for only Linux as of now. The service is not available for the Windows. Okay, that is the one limitation here. Okay, let me create one server, Linux server. Yeah. Yeah, this is client-side operation. Okay, EFS is the server. This Linux server is the client machine. Let us assume in such a way. Okay, let me create. Yeah, still the server is coming. So now the server is ready. Okay, now let me go to the service which we are going to discuss, that is EFS. EFS means elastic file system. Elastic file system. The word itself, it is saying elastic file system. So you can use how much you want, you can pay for that only. The difference between S3 and EFS is, like EFS is just like a NFS file system. Even we can mount with NFS. It is supporting for NFS 4, NFS v4, and S3 is just like a Dropbox. Like okay, so we cannot like mount like NFS or something like that. Okay, but this is the NFS file system. First point, we need so many scenarios in NFS file system in companies. So we can create the file system and we can mount it. But the difference between NFS, normally what we are mounting, that is like if you use 550 GB, but you may not use 50 GB. You mounted 50 GB, but you may not use 50 GB, but you use only 20 GB, but rest of the 30 GB is wasted. But even in case of EFS, it is not like that. They will assign very big storage like 8 petabyte or something like that. How much you use, only you need to pay for that. That's all. How much you use, you need to pay only for that. Okay. For that, first let me create the one EFS file system. Let me create the EFS file system. Here we can define from which data center you want, where on which subnet you want to create, what security group it is supporting for you. Like we have many scenarios. Okay. So you can create anywhere, wherever you want. Okay. So that is the one option, and also you can define on which network subnet, like subnet you can define, network you can define, VPC you can define. Okay, here you can define the on which subnet if you want. Okay, so by default these are all are the different zones. Okay, like availability zones. Okay, so now coming to any questions here in this screen. First of all, what is our topic? Our topic is EFS, elastic file system. It is just like a NFS, where we can share the file system, and we can mount to the multiple systems at a time. And the file systems, like it is supporting for NFS core. And here, while creating the file system, you can create this file system for particular availability zone, particular network, or you can define whatever you want. Then we need to create next. Then next, here tags, you know, right? You can define if you want. So here you can easily understand this is the VPC and availability zones. That means you can mount from any of the availability zone. Suppose you have the server in 1B, yes, you can mount it. If you have server 1E, you can mount it, because we exported this EFS elastic file system across the availability zones. Okay, so and across the subnets. So that is the reason anyone can share. Okay, that is the most important. Now create file system. Now create file system. That's all. Okay, once you created the file system, yeah, it is creating file system now. So for example, now you can see like it is creating. Just wait for few seconds. Maybe this, yeah. If you see this, yes, you can see like file system ID. This is the most important. By default, it is not taking anything space. Okay, number of mount points, targets. You can see targets means where you can mount it. Okay, targets. Then when it was created and all. Here you can see manage the tags and all. Like see now the file system is available. Okay, purpose is general and owner. You can see the who is the owner of this. The next point is managing file system is the most important really. Okay, because where you can share or like to whom you want to share. I don't want to share to this data center, so I can clear this. So like that we can define when wherever you want, you can define that. Okay, so that is the one more important. Let we wait for this. Okay, in the meantime, if you see this file system, can you see this DNS name? This is the most important, because by using this name we can mount in the from the client side. To mount from the client side, okay, to mount from the client side, we need to do some client side operation. You will understand that. Okay, yeah. Any questions here? Chandrasekhar, Ravi, Venkat?
Yeah, Venkat. So as you said, like we will be built only for the amount like the space that we use. So suppose I mount like a 10 GB on my Linux server, and I use only 1 GB. So I will be charged only for 1 GB or for the entire 10 GB.
Only one. How much you added? Only that much you need to pay. That's all. How much you suppose? Let take example. This is your share. Like this is your share. Like EFS file system. You mounted these two systems or three systems or four systems. You can mount a number of systems. Okay, but you are not adding any data into that file system. They will allocate very big storage. They will allocate to you very big storage. Like I remember 8 petabytes, 8 petabytes storage they are assigning. Okay, they are assigning 8 petabyte storage, but you can use that 8 petabyte storage if you want. But how much storage? You added two files, you added 1 GB, you added 2 GB. How much you add? How much you add? Only you need to pay for that only. How much you add? You need to pay for that much value. So that is the beauty of this EFS system. It is available maximum space, but you no need to pay extra until unless you use that. Okay, you got it right. Same as the
Yeah, I got it.
yeah, same as S3. In S3 also, S3 it is available infinite storage. How much you use, you need to pay for that. In the same way here also.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah. Now coming to here, next point is yeah. Now it is available. Like so. So here we need to mount it. Okay. So see, for example, here two instructions are there. Okay. Just to go here, you can also understand how to mount it. Okay. Or like first to mount from the client side. Okay. Suppose you want to mount from the client side. How to mount from the client side? There is a option like see. Yeah, this is the option we need. Here, all these options also no need. Okay, Just you can use mount -o, and okay, you don't need of all these options. You can ignore this. Yeah, that's all. This is the DNS ID of this. This is the DNS ID. If you see that DNS ID, you can see FS and this thing. You know already like how to mount -t NFS and our DNS IP address name and where you want to mount. That's all. Okay. So you need to create one directory like EFS or whatever the directory. Okay, you can create. Okay, NFS. You can say like NFS. Okay, /NFS. So you can create any directory. Okay, so up to this, from this share, this is the root directory you are sharing on the directory. Okay, so here for that what we need to do, mkdir/nfs. I'm creating one directory, then I am mounting the file system. Okay, while mounting here we need to understand so many things while mounting only. Okay, so while mounting the file system, you cannot able to mount because see, this is the wrong file system type and it is saying super black, and you know, first of all we need to understand our NFS client software is installed or not from the server side. Okay, so that's why we need to understand how to install the client side package. Okay, NFS utility. So here we need to install the NFS utility from the client side first. Yeah, client-side package we already installed. Once we installed the client-side package, okay, then what is the next step? The next step is the one, it is the most important. Like you can try to mount it again, still you cannot able to mount. It is trying to mount, but it is not mounting. But here the most important point is you need to check whether the port number NFS is enabled or not. Port number NFS is enabled or not for this server side. Okay, so that server side as well as there also. So for that what we can do, we can go to the server. Yeah, if it is enabled, then if it is port is enabled, then only it will work, right? NFS port number should be enabled. Only SSH is there. So let me assign the NFS. Okay, so NFS port number is enabled. Then from the server side, then again let me try to log in. Here still it is not allowing because the EFS, in EFS also it is not enabled. EFS also the server is not enabled, that's why. So that port number is not enabled. So let me go to the EFS file system. This EFS file system, except our training, no one will teach because this is most important. Even this is small service, but sometimes you know if you add this EFS to your resume, it will boost up your resume. You know, this is most important. Try to concentrate little bit on this. Okay, here we need to enable the. Yeah, on which data center we are. Let me go here. Server side, like you know where the server is located, on which data center server is located, 1D, right? We need to check what is the security group. The same security group we need to keep. Or you can create one security group, separate security group, and you can also assign the NFS should allow. Okay, so you can create the one security group, my EFS ESG-EFS. Okay, you can add role, you can create one NFS port number. Okay, so that you can this is if you assign this to any of Yeah, here also you can define like any whatever the IP address you want to share from the destination and all. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Everyone understanding, right? Yeah. Here we connected. Once we connect to this, yeah. Do you remember where the server? Where is our server? EFS. Okay. So I remember like D, I think.
And yeah.
Yeah. So now EFS. Here two things we did, right? We need to enable the NFS port number from the EFS side. We need to enable the NFS port number for the server side. We need to install the NFS service from the client side. These three steps we need to follow while mounting the EFS file system. Very simple. While mounting the EFS file system, we need to do these three things. Now we are able to mount it. If you see this 8 exabyte, 8 exabyte, okay, 8 exabyte is like very big storage. They are allocating you 8 exabyte, but you are using only 0%. Okay, if you use 1 GB or 2 GB, here you can see how much space you use. Okay, if you use 20 GB, you need to pay for only 20 GB. If you use 100 GB, you need to pay for only 100 GB. It's not like 8 exabyte. Okay, so they will allocate very big storage for you. So how much you use, you need to pay for only the amount how much you use. Okay, suppose now if I go to the NFS, suppose nothing is there, LSI-LB, nothing is there. Touch A, B, C. I'm creating some files also. So cat greater than G, okay, mkdir B1. Okay, so we created the file directory, some text file. Okay, we have all the things. Okay, suppose if you want to unmount, mount unmount and slash nfs, you can unmount if you want. You mount, sorry. You mount on the file system. So now once you unmounted the file system, now it is not there. Just to test whether that our data is available or not, you can create one more my EFS. You can create any directory like slash my EFS, anything directory. Okay, then you can mount the same back. Okay, because that is stored under our DNS. EFS. So now you can see your mount point. If you see this slash my EFS, you can see the data also. Now you can see the data, you can see files, you can see everything. Okay, so that is the, because like you already created in the files are in this folder, not the folder. Okay, in an EFS. Okay, if I assign this to you, you can also mount and you can access that. This is the way how we can mount this thing. Sometimes you can directly mount it. Yeah. So this is the way how to mount the file system. Okay, there is a two ways like SSH and server name and create the directory. Then you can mount EFS file system by using the IP address also. Mount to target IP address. Okay. Yeah. You can mount by using the target IP address also. Instead of that, you can use, I think this is the one, right? Yeah. Instead of DNS address, yeah, you can mount. Yeah, you can mount by using the IP address also instead of this. Okay. Yeah. So you can see the same. Can you see this? Instead of my EFS, you are mounting to this thing. So it is mounted in the same type. Okay, you can mount with the IP address or you can mount with the server name. To make this permanent, right? We need to add into the FS tab. If you add this into the FS tab, then it is always be there. Okay, so that is the one more important. Even server is down, server is rebooted, you will find the same thing. Okay, that is the most important. If anyone any questions, let me know. All these things like here, what we did. If we go to the summarize, here summarization is like first of all, what is our topic? EFS, elastic file system. Why we need to share the file system across, to share the file system across. It is just like it acts as just like NFS. Okay, it will support for NFS 4. Port number of NFS, right? 2049. 2049. It will support 2049. Then how to create the file system, EFS file system, you understand. While creating the file system, you can export for you can create from any of the data center, and it will assign 8 exabyte storage. And while creating, you need to enable the NFS file system, or after that also you can enable the NFS file system, and you need to install the NFS utility from the client side, and you need to mount the file system by using NFS v4. Okay, these are all of the outline summary. Okay, if anyone any questions, let me know about the EFS file system. Any questions? Okay. So that's all about EFS. If you want, you can unmount the file system. If you don't want this, you can. And here also you need to understand some more points. You can mount with the IP address as well, or this thing. If you don't want to allow from all the data centers to mount, like all the IP addresses, yes, you can skip this. Whatever the data center we want, only the servers from this data center only can able to mount. Okay, so the rest of cannot able to do that. Okay, so like that you can save and you can able to, or you can provide the only security group, like from which security group you want to access this thing also you can enable. Okay, and also subnet level. No, EFS is not applicable for the Windows, only for Linux. So that is the way how we can implement the EFS and all. So if you don't want, you can unmount, and you can, if you want, you can make it permanent by adding this. Okay, so this is not charge. This is chargeable, but once you use, then only they will charge. Okay, if you are not using for anything, then they will not charge anything. Okay, so that is the one more important. Delete the file system. If you don't want, you can delete the file system. This is the actual ID. That is the most important. File system ID is the most important to remember. Okay, so yeah. On Linux client, can I map using? No, CIFS is not supporting. It is supporting for only NFS, NFS v4. Yeah. So now we are good. I think no file systems. Okay. This is the way how the EFS file system is working. Okay. This is the one. We got this. We got this. 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 Yeah, we understand up to these modules 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 modules. Okay. Let's see.